was a request made at the last meeting by Mayor Pro Tem Davis to have this brought forward with what would be the outline of the process to begin the effort of districting should the council choose.
Be right back.
So Robin's going to lead us off on this topic. So Robin.
Okay, I would be happy to. Council member Mayor Davis and I asked to bring this item to the council because we feel that the timing is right, and because we also had community members who felt that this was also the time that our city needed to do this. So looking at that, you all have before you a resolution that we're proposing that has been detailed. Mir and I have gone through this to try to put the wording in correctly. And so let me just highlight a few items on it that I think are very important, because we want to be very much inclusive to the community and transparent. So everybody will be involved in this with public hearings and everything. So I want you to listen to what some of the items are. I'm not going to read the whole resolution, but some of these important items that we felt that the community would really like to know, along with the council. As I'm going to just go through a couple items I felt were very important. The city council has determined that it is in the best interest of the city to move with this current at-large electoral system from a at-large electoral system to a by-district election for all 5 members of the city council pursuant to California Government Code Section 34886 and in furtherance of the purposes of California Voting Rights Act. Also, the city moves to make this transition from an at-large system to a by-district system in accordance with the new procedural rules outlined in the government code. Then also the city will begin by working with an experienced demographer to assist the city in establishing maps for a by-district electoral system. With this, you will see later on, it's also proposed as that we'll look at a motion to accept the proposal from the demographer. This is where the community gets very much involved, is before drawing a draft map of the proposed boundaries of the district, the city will hold at least 2 public hearings over no more than 30 days, at which time the public is invited to provide input regarding the composition of the districts. And the city will then publish and make available for release at least one draft map of the new electoral system districts, including the potential sequence of elections shown. Once the draft map has been publicized for at least 7 days, the city will hold at least 2 additional public hearings over no more than 45 days, at which time the public is invited to provide input regarding the content of the draft map in the proposed sequence of elections prior to the public hearing of which the council adopts a map. Whereas if a draft map is revised or following a public hearing, the revised map will be published and made available to the public at least 7 days before the city chooses to adopt it. Another highlight that I think is very important is the city council further resolves to retain a qualified demographer, as I talked about in a few minutes ago, to hold at least 4 public hearings and publish at least 1 draft map in staggering sequence. Working with the demographer consulting firm, staff is directed to publicize relevant maps, information, notices, agendas, and other materials regarding by-district elections, and to establish means of communication to answer questions from the public. All public hearings shall be noticed as follows: posted on the city website at least 10 calendar days in advance of the hearing, posting on the city's social media pages, and publication at least 10 days in advance of the hearing in the Inland Valley Daily Bulletin. So I feel a lot of these items, we pulled as much information as we can that we have heard over the years of what the public likes with the communication process. So at this time, I'm going to turn it over to Mir to hit other highlights.
Thank you, Robin. And as you've just heard, Councilmember Carter went through great detail of what we expect to happen over the next approximately 4.5 months to come up with by district voting. I'm not going to read the report, but you've seen it and you've seen the resolution. You know, starting in December with our study session, we have learned that the current at-large method that we use for our city council is undefensible. At any point in time, a law firm or someone can file a suit, which would require us to pay a minimum of $40,000 to satisfy the lawsuit, and then we would go down this path being pushed. If we chose to fight it, what I've learned is it could cost upwards or nearly $5 million to try to resist the effort to push us into district voting, and most likely that effort would be lost nonetheless. Our current form of government and 4 council members was adopted less than 50 years ago in 1972 and put into effect in 1974. So this current form isn't the way Laverne's always been. This is, not new, but it hasn't been used for the 100 years that we've been in existence. It's only been used for about half of that, which lets me know that Laverne's adaptable and we can adopt this new method. Unfortunately, the current form that we're using in the past several years, probably I don't know exactly how far back, but at least since I've been on council, has become more politicized. Having a mayor and 4 council members has created a perspective that one is more equal than the other 4. So, and it's also become more animus. And I'm hoping that we can use this opportunity to remove both of that, the politicization of our council, as well as the animus on our council, so that we can be more collegial. Residents have suggested this change as well, that we take action. And I'm suggesting that we take action now in an active mode rather than wait passively for somebody to force us into it. We have the opportunity now to reform our council to be both more collegial and more civil. So what Councilmember Carter and I have brought forward is an effort to initiate the process for district voting. We are this evening asking that we pass a resolution to establish 5 districts and 5 council members with a rotating mayor and rotating mayor pro tem. We propose that we hire National Demographic Corporation to hold at least 4 public hearings to work out the detail of districts and council formation. So this isn't the end all be all of the resolution, but we do need to get a resolution in place to make sure that we're not susceptible to somebody filing a lawsuit. If we move forward without the resolution, we still may have to pay out of pocket the $40,000. And thirdly, in addition to passing the resolution and hiring National Demographic, we are bringing forward a request to appropriate the funds of $50,000 needed for this project. Tonight, Councilmember Carter and I desire to create an outcome to form a 5 council member districts and return collegiality to our council by rotating the mayor and mayor pro tem. We wish to reduce the animosity and politicization of our council by holding these district elections. Any questions?